This is the new Big Ten Conference, and by the end of this video, only one team on this entire wheel will remain as the Big Ten King of the Hill. Now, you may think teams like Michigan and Ohio State are going to run the show, but wait until you see what happens when we add Oregon, Washington, USC, and UCLA to the mix. The first King of the Hill and their challenger will be determined by the spinning of the wheel, and in this case, the wheel's landing on Iowa first and Michigan second. So we start with a top 25 matchup between Michigan and Iowa, which is one we fully expect Michigan to dominate. But since Iowa is the starting king, they get home field advantage, and that's proving advantageous so far, but Michigan makes it a 7-point game to end the third quarter. 3 minutes left now, Michigan with a fancy toss play, and he can score if he gets to the outside, but that's an incredible effort from number 10. Next play, JJ McCarthy with a quarterback keeper, and he's got space up the middle, and that's a Michigan touchdown, and they tie the game at 17. First and 10, and it's another scramble by the quarterback. He's got a lot of space trying to get in the end zone, but he can't quite get there. Third and goal, Michigan with 20 seconds left, throws the ball, and it is intercepted. Absolute disaster for the Wolverines. So we head to overtime, Michigan with the ball first, and McCarthy looking to throw across the middle, and it's intercepted again. Iowa has the chance to walk-off win against the Wolverines, and they're gonna pull it off. What a game from Cade McNamara. We're not used to seeing offense from Iowa, but because we did, Michigan is the first team eliminated from King of the Hill. Now it's time to reveal a twist that could alter a team's entire future in this challenge. In the last King of the Hill, the winning team got to steal a player from the losing team. Today, as a result of hard-fought battles, the king is actually going to lose a player from one of these positions. So let's spin the wheel and see who Iowa is going to lose. And just like that, Iowa's offense loses all hope as Cade McNamara is off the team, leaving a 73 overall in his place. Does Iowa's offense even have hope? The wheel is back to decide Iowa's next challenger, and it's going to be Wisconsin. Now, this looks like a more evenly matched game, but that didn't matter last time, and it might not matter this time. Wisconsin with an important 3rd and 8, he throws to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Iowa's defense is going crazy today. Here's your first look at Iowa's backup quarterback. He's got a man across the middle, and he's going to break a tackle and take this one all the way to give Iowa the lead. Now it's Wisconsin's turn, down 3 with 1 minute to go. He launches the ball down the sideline, and it's nearly caught, but now it's 4th and 5. The Badgers really need to convert here to keep the game alive, but Tanner Mordecai is going to be sacked. In the backup quarterback, Joe Labas throws for 3 touchdowns and 2 interceptions, which was just enough to eliminate the challengers from Wisconsin. Win number 2 under their belts, Iowa loses another player, and this time it'll be linebacker Neil Jackson, the 86 overall out of Atlanta, Georgia, who was one of the better players on the team, and the drop off from 86 to 71 could cause some massive gaps in the defense this next game. Speaking of the next game, it looks like Iowa's next challenger is going to be Michigan State. And remember, Iowa is now without their starting quarterback and their starting linebacker. And so far, those losses are proving to be costly early, with Michigan State looking to go up by 3 scores. But Iowa gets the stop and forces Michigan State to just 3 points. Iowa's down 2 scores with 2 minutes left, and Joe is going to be sacked for a loss of 7 yards on the play. But they managed to keep the ball moving. Let's see what Joe can do here. He completes the pass, and Iowa's in the Michigan State red zone. Under a minute left, and Iowa's going to find its way into the end zone, which means they'll try an onside kick, and it's going to be recovered by Michigan State, which means the Spartans are taking over as the new king, and Iowa has been eliminated. With Iowa's elimination, that moves the crown to Michigan State, but if you guys take a look, all 4 new teams are left untouched after 3 games. All right, let's spin the wheel and see who Michigan State's going to lose, and it's actually going to be safe, so their team stays intact, and their first challenger as king is going to be Penn State. And I'm not liking Michigan State's odds because Penn State is better than them in every category, but the one thing the Nittany Lions don't have is home field advantage. Okay guys, I just simulated the game to the end, and you guys aren't going to believe what happened. Michigan State is up 35-0, and Penn State will semi-save face by getting a touchdown here, but the Spartans absolutely dominated this game. This might be why right here. I'm not sure if he got benched or injured, but Drew Aller had 3 interceptions and got replaced by some guy named Bo. Come on, Bo. Come on, Bo. Come on, Bo. Either way, Penn State is eliminated, and if you look at the teams that have fallen, 4 of the 5 old Big Ten teams are gone already, which means we could see some crazy endings coming up. Okay, I doubt Michigan State gets saved twice in a row, and it looks like this time they're going to lose a tight end, which in this case is Malik Carr. He's an 84 overall with some decent stats, but hopefully not too big of a loss for the Spartans with Hopper to back him up. Time to spin for Michigan State's next challenger, and it comes super close to a new Big Ten team, but this time it'll be Maryland. Late in the third quarter, it's 4th and 1, and Michigan State's down 7, and he steps back to pass and completes it for a huge first down to keep the drive alive. Now we're in the fourth quarter. It's third down, play action pass, and he's got a man over the middle, throws it, and it's caught. Touchdown Michigan State to tie the game at 14. 1 minute left, Maryland at midfield and driving, and that's Raheem Jarrett with the easy catch for a first down. So it looks like the Terps are letting the clock tick down on this game, and with about 10 seconds left, they're going to get a first down to set up an attempt for a game-winning field goal. And the kick is up. And it is good. Maryland wins. Mosiah went absolute beast mode on defense this game, so Maryland overthrows the King and takes the throne. But with kingship comes consequences, and Maryland will lose a starting tight end of their own in C.J. Dupree, who is a senior and an 84 overall, and the next best option is just a 78. All right, let's see how long Maryland's reign as king lasts. The wheel almost lands on Maryland, but instead it squeaks onto Ohio State territory, and now the Terps must face off against the number 3 team in the country. Guys, we might have another massive upset brewing. Ohio State trails Maryland 13-9 at the half. A third quarter Buckeye field goal makes it 13-12, and Talia Tagovailoa on 3rd and 16 finds a receiver for a first down in Ohio State's red zone. Another third down situation for Maryland, a handoff off the middle, and he's in. Touchdown Maryland. Precious time is ticking away. 2:30 remaining, and Ohio State is stuffed on 3rd and 1. Another run on 4th and 1. Henderson trying to get to the corner, and he's not going to get there. And on the final drive, Maryland's going to get the first down and run out the clock on Ohio State, tie with a super efficient game for the Terps, and that means we see the Buckeyes eliminated from King of the Hill. Guys, look at this. The top 5 teams in the old Big Ten have been eliminated through just 6 games, and it's entirely possible someone like Rutgers or Northwestern could win at this rate. And I guess the wheel thought Talia had it too easy last game, so he's taking away one of his top wide receivers. Fortunately for Maryland, they have a decent amount of depth at this position, so losing the 185 shouldn't hurt as much as we've seen others. Back to the challenger wheel, and this time Maryland draws a Northwestern team that frankly is just not in a good position as a program right now. Now, I don't know that I expected anything different. Maryland is blowing out Northwestern, and on this 3rd and 20, the Wildcats quarterback is going to throw an ill-advised pass that's intercepted by the Terps. Talia finishes with nearly 400 total yards, and as you can see, losing that starting receiver and tight end really didn't faze them at all. So with that loss, Northwestern has been eliminated, and we'll spin the wheel to determine Maryland's 3rd player lost to battle. This time, it's going to be linebacker Jayshon Barham, who's leaving a much bigger gap in his absence because he's +8 overall to the next guy in line. Can we finally see a new team get picked by the wheel? No. But maybe Indiana believes they have what it takes to take down the King. The Kings are on upset alert, down by 10 with 3 minutes left, but they'll run it up the middle to make it a 1-possession game. After a quick defensive stand, the Terps have a chance to take the lead on this drive. Talia is going to throw across the middle, and he's got a man for a first down. Now inside Indiana territory, Talia with the quarterback keeper, and he'll be stopped for no gain. 3rd and 3, Maryland's chances on life support here, and they'll be tripped up for a loss on the play, so they'll attempt a 46-yard field goal. It is up, and it's good. So Indiana elects to take this one into overtime, and on the first possession, Maryland's facing a 4th and 8, and that's a huge stop for the Hoosier defense. And with this 40-yard field goal attempt, the Terps will take a 3-point lead here in overtime, but on the next possession, Indiana can win it with a touchdown, a throw across the middle, and he's got space. Indiana with the walk-off touchdown, and Maryland has been dethroned. The Hoosiers won, so you know what's coming next. It looks like they're going to lose a running back, Sean Shivers, who was an 83 overall, and for some reason the depth chart skipped 78 overall Turner for 74 rated Josh Henderson. A big loss for Indiana. Speaking of Indiana and big losses, we could see one here as we finally draw our new Big Ten team in UCLA. And we might finally see a massive turning point for the new Big Ten teams in this challenge. Time is ticking down in the fourth quarter with UCLA up 2 scores. A score here would put the game away, and he completes the pass, and UCLA's got the ball at the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal. It's a design QB run, and that should do it, ladies and gentlemen. Somehow UCLA got the ball back, and they're just running up the score now. That touchdown will end the game, and Dorian Robinson finishes with 5 total touchdowns. For the first time this challenge, the power has been stripped away from the old Big Ten teams, and it now lies with UCLA. All right, let's see who UCLA is going to lose to the wheel this time. And that's a wide receiver, which means Jake Bobo, the 88 rated senior who was once the leader in the wide receiver room, is now off the team, leaving things in the hands of 83 overall Cam Brown. Let's see if we can get UCLA rolling on a hot streak with another win. This time they'll be facing off against Minnesota, and the Golden Gophers are going to be absolutely no match for UCLA as the Bruins jump out to a huge lead, and I think Minnesota has given up all hope because their running screen plays down 28 points, and clearly losing Jake Bobo wasn't as big of a deal as I thought it would be. With Minnesota eliminated, we are down to 4 old teams and 4 new teams. And UCLA is back to the wheel, and they've lost their 2nd wide receiver in battle. This time it's Casimir Allen, who finished last game with 6 receptions for 4 touchdowns. Okay, so that's a pretty big hit. But it looks like the wheel's going to be kind to him as they draw Purdue here, which could be a one-sided game. Critical 4th down for Purdue, and he steps back to pass under pressure. He has a guy over the middle, and he takes it all the way into the end zone for a Purdue touchdown. 2 minutes left. UCLA can put this game away with a touchdown on this drive. He's trying to get to the outside, but can't quite get there. And on the 3rd and 10, he steps back to pass again, throws the ball across his body, and it's intercepted by Purdue. What a play to keep them alive. But they're living on a prayer now. It's 4th and 6, and he's under pressure, but he gets the ball off, and it's complete. And that's a first down for Purdue, and they've got the ball at midfield. 51 seconds remain. Purdue only needs a field goal, and they'll connect for yet another first down. 3rd down and 10, under 40 seconds left. They really only need a few more yards, and they get 4 here on this play. The 47-yard field goal to win the game and take down the King is up. And it is good. UCLA with one last opportunity to win the game, and the pass falls incomplete. And that marks the loss of the first new Big Ten team, with the power transferring to Purdue. But as we've seen before, with power comes loss, and the wheel is going to land on safety or corner for Purdue, and that's Jalen Graham, the 5th overall rated player on this entire team, and that leaves a huge gap in the Boilermakers secondary. And that loss could not be worse timing for Purdue, as the wheel lands on Oregon. They're facing off against Bo Nix and the Ducks. Outside of the original Big Ten teams, I felt like Oregon probably had the best chance to make some noise, so let's see what they can do. Closer than anticipated game nearing the end of the 3rd quarter, but Oregon is going to punch this one in with Bucky. 2.5 minutes left. Bo Nix drops back to pass. He's looking down the field, and that's an ill-advised throw, and it's nearly intercepted, but Oregon will have to settle for a field goal to put them up by 2 scores. With 1 minute left, Purdue is down near the end zone, and he looks to the back of the end zone, and it is dropped. 4th and goal. The Boilermakers game is on the line here. He throws, and it's intercepted, and the Ducks escape with the win, while Purdue has been eliminated from the Big Ten King of the Hill. Okay, if Oregon can manage their losses, I think they can make a run and win this thing, and they're off to a great start as they land in the safe zone. But out of all the teams they could have drawn next, this one might be the worst, and the ratings favor USC in this matchup of Bo Nix and Caleb Williams. All right, so we joined the game. USC is trailing by 9 now, but Williams has space, and he's going to take this one all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. Oregon in the red zone up 2. Bo Nix drops back to pass, and he completes the pass, but the Ducks are short of the first down, and they'll kick a field goal with under 3 minutes left to make this a 5-point game. Caleb has had a rough start today, but can he make the big plays when it matters most? 3rd and 5, 30 seconds left. Caleb Williams throws the ball down the field, and it is dropped. Almost intercepted, and that's one that Steve's probably going to want back. All right, it's do or die here for USC. He throws it down the sideline, and it is caught. Touchdown USC, and Caleb Williams has done the unthinkable. Oregon with one last opportunity. Bo Nix dumps it across the middle, and he won't get there. USC storms back to knock off the Ducks, and Steve had the opportunity to seal the win with this interception, but instead, Oregon's run as king quickly comes to an end. Let's see if USC can avoid losing Caleb Williams to the wheel here, and they do. It looks like it'll be a corner or safety instead, which is Kalen Bullock, and this is actually a massive loss for USC because he's the 2nd highest rated player on the entire team, and now they'll have an 80 overall starting in his place. Okay, a quick inventory of the 5 remaining teams from the new Big Ten. We've got USC, who is the current king, and the Washington Huskies. And on the old Big Ten side, we've got 3 teams I'm sure all of you thought would make it to this point: Rutgers, Nebraska, and Illinois. I know. Before I spin the wheel here, do me a huge favor and go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and feel free to leave some feedback on this video if you haven't done so already. Now we'll spin the wheel and see who's up next for USC, and it's going to be a battle of the last 2 new teams as they face off against Washington. And you would think this would be the most evenly matched game we've seen all day, but for whatever reasons, USC's defense has somehow held Washington to 2 points before this touchdown right here, and the Huskies are going to attempt a 2-point conversion to try to make this a 14-point game. Penix is hanging in the pocket. He's going to get set. No, and he looks to the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is good. Onside kick time for Washington. They have no shot if they don't recover this, and they got it. 4th and 21 for the Huskies. It's do or die time right here. He throws to the sideline and completes the pass, but he's not going to make the first down, and USC's defense actually wins a game. And if you guys recall, they actually lost their 95 rated safety before this game, and the backup Jalen Smith stepped up big with an interception return for 33 yards. But with that loss, the Huskies are eliminated, leaving USC alone to represent the new Big Ten teams. So if USC can make a run against Illinois, Rutgers, and Nebraska, they'll officially be the Big Ten King of the Hill. And it looks like they'll have to do it without another one of their starters as the wheel selects tight end Lane McCree. And fortunately for USC, they've got 281 rated tight ends, so in a way, they're basically spared this time. Okay, let's get down to business. It's the Final Four and USC is taking on Nebraska first. And I'm not sure what USC's defense is on today, but they're dominating Nebraska right now, and they'll get another stop here. But a couple plays later, there's 1 minute left, and Nebraska wants to make this honorable, so they'll get the touchdown here, but Caleb Williams and the Trojans are feeling pretty good about their title chances right now, and it seems like every time we've taken a player out with the wheel, their backup is produced as Deuce Robinson gets in for the touchdown against the Cornhuskers. With Nebraska eliminated, we are officially down to the final 3 teams, but the wheel is going to try everything it can to stop them by taking out their top wide receiver Dorian Singer, who was a 91 overall, and their next best guys are only an 86, so now Caleb Williams is down his best wide receiver and tight end. But we are down to our final 3 teams, and the wheel's going to land on Illinois, which means they're the last team standing between the Trojans and a date with Rutgers for the finals. And this game's closer than it should be, but on 4th and inches, Illinois elects not to go for it and instead takes 3 points. So USC has the opportunity to put this game away here. Williams throws across the middle, and they're really moving the ball down the field now. 3rd and 3, Illinois could use another stop here. Williams, another throw across the middle, and that's complete for a first down. And on the next play of the game, USC punches it in for 6 to go up by 2 scores and put this game out of reach. Caleb Williams with a huge 300-yard game, missing his star wide receiver, and Illinois has been eliminated from King of the Hill, which means the Big Ten King of the Hill finals will be USC and Rutgers. But before we get there, USC will lose one more player to the wheel, and this time it's another defensive player, cornerback Christian Roland Wallace, which does hurt considering USC's defense is already known for leaving massive holes. This is your matchup for the Big Ten King of the Hill, USC versus Rutgers, a massive gap in skill, but one that might not play out that way on the field. The Trojans have won like 5 straight games to get here, and Rutgers has done absolutely nothing to earn this spot. And this man right here is looking to solidify his name in college football history. I'm thinking a King of the Hill win is probably bigger than his Heisman Trophy. First drive of the game, and USC is past midfield facing a 3rd down, and Caleb Williams is going to be sacked for a loss of 8. And Rutgers is out here setting the tone early. Later in the first quarter, USC knocking on the door, and they'll punch this one in to go up 7-0. This USC defense has been absolutely stifling today. 3rd and 17 for Rutgers. He'll step up into the pocket, and he goes down. On the ensuing drive, USC in the red zone. Caleb Williams pulls it, and he's got space. Mows over a defender. Touchdown, USC. USC is up 2 scores. How will Rutgers respond? Not sure what this quarterback is doing. He's going to take off and run, and he's got a lot in green in front of him. Oh my gosh, he just fumbled, and USC has recovered. 20 seconds left in the first half, and USC has a huge opportunity here, but Caleb Williams is going to be sacked, and he fumbles. Rutgers has the football, and that keeps this one a 2-score game going into halftime. Rutgers is near midfield early in the second half, and they need to score here, but he's going to be sacked, and he fumbles again. USC recovers their 2nd fumble of the game. On to the 4th quarter, Rutgers is running out of chances to come back. He rolls out of the pocket, throws downfield, and it's intercepted. USC with another forced turnover, and they're back in Rutgers territory. USC will be able to run out the clock on this drive, which means your Big Ten King of the Hill is Caleb Williams and the USC Trojans. Please help us out by leaving a like and subscribing, and check out the Big 12 King of the Hill video if you haven't already. Keep an eye out for other conferences and a full, like every team in the country, King of the Hill in the next few weeks. And if you just can't get enough Herd Bros, you can keep up with us throughout the week at twitch.tv/theherdbros.